And you got to stop walking around like you're not better than men. You, as a woman, are better than every single man on this earth. There is not a man walking, dead or alive, that is better than you as a woman. Women create men, women give birth to men. So, how dare you be moving through life as if you are not better than them? You are. Men owe you, men owe women everything. And that is the way that you should be conducting yourself when you deal with men. Stop being overly nice. Stop trying to fit in or do things that you think a man is going to like. Who cares what he likes? Wear your hair the way you want to wear your hair. Wear it whatever you want to wear. Carry yourself with the feminine energy and that embodies that you are that girl, and that a man is lucky to be in your space. He is lucky to get your energy. He is lucky to get your time. He is lucky to get your attention. You are that girl.
I think this is I don't know why we always accept thinly veiled misandry on, from women. I get the idea notion that you want to uplift and you want to feel better as women, but saying that you're better than men because you give birth, as if this is a solo sort of act. You know when the reverse happens, when the reverse is said, when messages like that are telling men that you're better than women, that's when men like that or podcasts like that or channels like that, they end up on the DHS watch list. Right? You're not allowed to say things like that as a man without very real consequences. The society will move to silence your messaging like this, but we allow this. We allow this. Essentially, what it is, misandry. You're better than men. Period. When I think we all have our eyes wide open and we see that's simply not the case. If you want to say who's better than whom, then you got to just look at the list of accolades, list of how they live their life, what they do. It's a slippery slope when you start comparing those two in a society that was sort of built around the things that men are good at. You look at sports, things we value in sports. Yeah, those are things men are good at. But society at large says we praise that for that. I think this is it's a dangerous message when you walk down this path and just say you're better than every other man that's ever lived. I think it's dangerous because you can see just how divisive it is and just how it gets you no type of results. It gets you nothing in terms of interrelational relationships. It gets you absolutely nothing. But before we break this one down further, continue to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. And we're going to continue with the Sicky series. Yeah. I should probably be resting, but there's more work to do. Let's get into it.
And you got to stop walking around like you're not better than men. You, as a woman, are better than every single man on this earth. There is not a man walking, dead or alive, that is better than you as a woman.
Again, dangerous rhetoric, right? Because who's determining what's better? And listen, I see a lot of her posts, the Professor Bay on TikTok, and I think a lot of it's divisive, so I usually don't cover it. But once in a while, you got to dip your toe in and see what's happening, what's being said, and offer some sort of commentary. And these things are great for that sort of churning out the same responses from women, like the comments, like a great man is just an average woman. We birth them. On my worst day, I'm still better than them. I have never understood why we are not worship for creating life. You know, if you want to get into this thing and make it as competitive as it shouldn't be, if you want to get into it where it's us versus them, it's a very awful thing to do, because the reality, and this is a conversation I was having recently, the reality is people that have found their person, right? Married couples rarely are on here talking about how great it is. That's not to say it doesn't happen. It very much is happening. People in healthy relationships aren't getting on here to really talk about how healthy and how happy they are. It's us in this negative pool of thought and this negative dating pool that are doing backstrokes in this filth and upset with each other. We come on here and we make videos that just increase the divide. So people with no real experience in dating or have no real experience in something that someone is talking about, we latch on to what they're saying and then we internalize that and we carry that forward. It's you see that in all these interviews they do when they ask a young person about a topic and then ask them, well, tell me about it specifically, and that's the end of the surface level thoughts. So you'll this message will come out and a woman will say, I'm better than every man that's ever lived. And then when you ask them why, and it's past, well, we give birth to them. Okay, that doesn't make you better. That makes you a human able to function and do their biological sort of drive. That doesn't make us better. It makes you special, yes. It makes you incredibly valuable, yes. Better, no. And we once you latch onto that, and just follow me for a second, right? Once you latch onto that idea, it makes it almost as if you don't have to stop striving to be better. You're already better. You're already perfect the way you are. So they should learn to appreciate that. The change should be upon them. But that's never really how it happens, is it? Men are taking this message and hearing this to say, yeah, men, we need to do better so we can be better for them. No, men are just saying, okay, we hear you. We hear you. We've heard you. You're better than us. We're just going to leave you alone. It's thoughts like this and rhetoric like this that has contributed to where we are today in terms of not being able to get along. It's really just that simple. If you think you're better than the the gender you're supposed to be paired with, and they're hearing that and they're saying, "Cool, I'm no longer trying to convince you of anything otherwise. If that's what you believe, I'm gonna let you rock out with it. I'm gonna let you continue to think that." Men are looking at things; they look at things very objectively. Generally speaking, they look at things objectively. If you're saying you're better than us, we're gonna say, "Where's the proof? Show me the money. Show me how this works." In the things that we consider hyper successful in those categories, show me where you're outperforming. Men are going to look at it just like that. Show me where you are actually, actually factually better. But if it's just come up in feelings and rhetoric and talk, like I usually say when I come across videos like this or creators like this, or if you come across women like this that believe these things in real life, and to be fair, men like this as well, the best bet is to exercise your attention. You just leave. There's nothing wrong with that. Hitting the block button and say, hey, okay, great for you. I'll go this way. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. This video could have gone completely differently. I could have sat here and listed out stats about in different fields, about success, about who are the top successful in this and that. But we find ourselves doing that so often. We think I'm injecting logic into what is an emotional topic. You can't follow that up. You can't convince someone that truly believes that. All you do is say, okay, you can have your belief. I'm just going to take myself elsewhere. You create your own system, you create your own area where people share in beliefs where it says we're better together and we don't really want to go with the misogyny and misandry. I want better outcomes for everyone. But if you're coming here with this sort of mindset, then you're still kind of lost in the sauce and you need some time to worm your way through that. Just the same thing way that we consider men going through red pill rage when you first, your eyes are open, you see what it is, and you're very angry with women. Right? That's something you're supposed to find yourself and go through it. This is the same thing. Right? Topics like this, just come here and say, men are here, women are superior, and that's all there is to it. No, you just give them time. Like time will literally be the judge of that. If time as time pulls forward and they still believe that, then that's fine. That works for them. That's their worldview. That's not up for you to change that. That's not your responsibility to change that. And the more we come to learn and accept this and leave people exactly where they are when they believe and they think like this, that's the best thing we can do. Okay, that's what you believe, and that's if that's worked for you, if that hasn't worked for you, that's fine. Leave them right where they are. If you think I'm wrong, if I'm missing something, let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one.